Meow 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 meow. Meow meow
Meow.
meow 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 meow.
Hi guys, welcome to Crafted. Tonight I've got Rico, Stan, and Skipper, my two buddies that are always co-hosting, but we've got a special guest. We have Dr. Anthony, Dr. Awesome, Doc Ant. You name it, he's the man.
Howdy.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for joining us tonight.
No problem.
It's awesome. Well, guys, before we get into everything, I want to set off the tone for the night. We are going to attempt to finish the trophies. This is all I was able to get last week because we had the meltdown. Where'd the meltdown thing go? Oh, this is what happened to Only Oscars trophy.
I like that. Send that to me.
Oh.
Well, I'm thinking about practicing. I'm going to drill it and see if I can put an LED in it because I figure I have this much, acrylic. I want to see how to experiment with it. But
looks like my brain.
I tested the stuff the day before to make sure it wouldn't get too hot. Well, I didn't realize I had two different types of resin. So I bought some new stuff, and I was sitting here and I got them confused, and I don't know which one's the hot one and which one's the soft one. So what I did was I mixed some up before the stream while we were talking, and I don't think it's getting hot, but I think it took about a half hour before it got hot last time. So
I think Skipper has the soft one myself.
Mm-hmm. I'm cold. Sure.
We're going to just go through the steps. Rico, do you want to say hi to people for me? And I'm going to get my chat up.
Sure. Drinkwater was first that I see at 9:08. Bunny Viper, hello. Patty, hi Patty. John Cox, Skydancer, Mystery Snail Guardians, Bunny Viper again, Patty again. Michelle Crisco. I don't think I know Michelle. Hi, Michelle. Jana P, Linda Worth, Xana Dude, Boots and Cats and Boots and Cats and Boots and Cats, Sketty Nona, Stephen P, TJ Autocross, what's up, Todd? Mark Strilson, hello, sir. Silver Creek, Coro, Jennifer Weaver, Tampa Tom, Big Shrimpin, Scuba Steve, Why Are We Always Yelling? Huawei. Let's see, Paul Sotera. Oh, it jumped on me too. I'm not using the James method. I should have. Dee Dee, I got a little teary-eyed watching all of those videos for your birthday. That was amazing. And, again, happy birthday. And you deserved every single second of all of that. So Tia and Aqua, hello, Robert. Silver Creek. Kenny, what's up, Kenny? Nancy B in Tennessee. There's Gina. Chris Howell. Lady R. Oh, you've got a membership message from Pegasus Arena. It says, I'm here. Member for 1 month. Nico Love.
Oh, you're awesome.
Let's see. Big Cat. I'm almost down there. Carol Cox. And
I want everybody to know that James isn't quitting. He's just out of the loop for a second. But he's not quitting, guys.
Travis Myers. And there's Oinky. Mountain Greenery, Skipper. I know I missed some people in there. I know I missed a whole bunch. So it's good to see everybody, though. Hi.
So I put him up on this little drywall nail. And last week I sandpapered the drywall nails so they were more shiny. And I started doing it today, and I got a piece of sandpaper in my eye. Jesus. And it hurt real bad. So I said, we're just going to go with dark on this one. Sorry. It's just how it goes.
You're an accident on steroids, aren't you? First, the overspillage of the rosin.
I always called it
Dr. Anthony.
Yes, what?
I have had a bad streak. Yeah. I have had about 4 weeks in a row where my craft has backfired in some way. So we're going to see if you bring us luck. And if you see something that I'm doing wrong, you holler out and just say
yeah, like I'm Mr. Crafty.
I had a bad streak as well. It was about 1974, I think, and there was just too much, stuff moving around, and it was painful. It was a bad streak. So,
and put it this way: all the aquariums that I built in Peru, I had to destroy because they couldn't stop leaking. So you don't want anything from me.
I forgot about that. I was just thinking about you building them all, and then now I remember they all busted.
That's right.
Oh, man.
So I'm not crafty. Not these days. This one behind me I built 20 years ago hasn't had a single leak. But that's the way it goes.
Too hot too.
Yep.
Whole bunch more people came in too. So hi everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Hi guys.
Tiffany White.
One of these days. Tiff, how are you doing? Tiffany's one of my friends from Nashville.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen Tiffany.
See, I want to turn this so you guys can see what I'm doing. There we go. So I'm going to drop a little drop of glue right in the middle, and I want to get this glue out good. I didn't want to drip it on the side and have like a smear. So now I'm going to just drop this little guy. I want to find the seam. I found it. And I'm pointing it right at the seam. So now I want to hold it down and shoot some instant cure in there if I can hold it down with my left. I don't know if I can. Okay, there it goes.
Tiffany said she's good, Ed. I'll be in Chattanooga February 10th.
Nice.
Oh, is there a show or a swap going on February 10th?
Maybe she's just coming to see you.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we'll go to the Tennessee Aquarium. In Tennessee, the aquariums don't leak in Tennessee.
Oh, gee, thanks.
I'm sorry.
Is that on the license plate or something? I mean,
have you seen my license plate? It has a fish on it.
Man.
Does it really?
Yeah. Oh, I got a drip on the fish.
We were watching. Do you remember the TV show Raising Hope? Do you remember that TV show? Raising Hope. It wasn't that long ago.
Yep.
The guy was wearing a shirt with a goldfish in a bag on it. I was like, you know what? I think that's an idea. I think there's something we could do with that. That's a good base for something, for a good shirt.
Protest that guy.
Should be an upside down fish that's dead in the bag. That's a better shirt.
Well, that's sort of why he was wearing the shirt, but there's because the fish died.
Pet company, whatever company you want to put on it. Bad advertising for a fish store.
Yeah, just dead fish.
Yeah.
Okay, so I poured the little rocks in there so that way you don't see the bottom of the nail. And I'd flip it over, but I'd drop all the rocks. Let's see if we can see the nail. See, there's the nail. But this one's got the glow-in-the-dark rocks in it. And it almost looks like the glow-in-the-dark rocks melted or something. I don't know quite what happened. So I'm pouring a lot more rocks into this one. I think maybe what happened was when it expanded, it pushed the rocks flat and down and kind of made it into a bowl.
Can you put it up again there? It almost looks like it just melted them.
Yeah, you can't really see the rocks until you turn it over.
They don't look like rocks anymore. They just look like a gel.
What's it made out? What are the rocks made out of?
Probably some kind of plastic, right?
I don't know. I took the bag off.
That's a big bag.
I took the thing off.
It looks
like little crystals.
Yeah.
I buy lots of little bags of rocks because I like to make models and stuff. And then I want to make some type of a cool ground cover for them to walk in. So that's why I'm always buying rocks. And like this green rock had been for sale in a fish store for 40 years before somebody bought it. And that was me.
And you bought it, right?
40 years?
I did.
40 years. Wow.
Yeah, they bought it in the 70s. And so I bought every color they had of these rocks. They were pretty cool. That was at Fish Mania in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Oh, we're doing advertising for people now? We doing ads?
Just for them.
Sure.
Oh, okay. I got some packages today, and I got a package yesterday from someone in the audience.
Oh
What?
boy.
I got a box from the Garden of Eater.
Okay, how much
Nice.
you paid him off?
my
What you
shrimps.
did.
No, I got 3 types of shrimp, and I was expecting only 2 types of shrimp, so they sent me 3 special shrimp.
Oh, that's awesome.
And
Well,
sent me
you
some
sent him a
guppies
special
and
shrimp.
some swordtails. What was that, Ed?
you sent him a special shrimp too.
Yes, and I'm gonna send him some more special shrimp.
That's
One
awesome.
of these. One of these.
All this
years.
talk about special shrimp. I feel like there's something else going on. I'm not sure.
No. It's just
I'm going to
special
send him some
shrimp.
special shrimp.
Yeah.
You got a super
Well-
chat from Black Powder Aquatics, one of our Australian friends. Please hit the thumbs up for our awesome host. $5
Thank
reduce.
you.
That's the official Australian dollar. It's called the
Yeah,
dollar.
which
dollar
is
reduce.
what? 25 cents American.
Hey,
I have
I
no
think
idea.
it's really cool.
Actually, it's probably
Probably $20 American.
I think they're pretty close.
Who
I think
knows?
they're pretty close right now.
I think it goes up and down every day. Who knows?
yeah.
Well,
Mikey,
and I won't get it for another month, so who knows what it'll be by then. Maybe we'll be rich or they'll be rich.
Well, at least it
Come
was
on, Australia. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you'll get the bad
Oh,
exchange rate no matter what.
I know.
Dr. Anthony, I was planning a trip to Florida. I wanted to go down and meet you while you were down there doing your talk.
Yes.
My stupid car was broke down, and my dad was planning on going with me too, so you would have got to meet my dad, but he was also looking forward to walking on the beach and stuff because he loves doing that. And I told him I'd buy him seafood, and he was really looking forward. He used to be a snowbird and used to live down in Florida every
okay.
winter, but he's kind of retired from that even. So
You got where you're at, it's not as bad of a winter, right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
not at all. I mean, it averages 55 average temperature in January. So
Yeah, that's
But,
that's not bad.
but my mom can't drive a stick whatsoever. My dad has a stick for a truck, and then my truck, we were going to drive my truck, but my mom can't drive my truck either. Well, my truck was broke, so we had to leave her car here, even though she doesn't like to drive. Normally I drive her car, but I couldn't drive her car to Florida just in case there was an emergency and she had to get out of the house for some reason.
So
So
your dad has a stick, your mom can't drive a stick, and you got to stick up your butt.
yeah. Well, my truck's a little too big for my mom to get into.
Or at
So
least
she
there's a
doesn't-
stick up the butt of those fish in your rosin.
Oh gosh.
Whips World just gave you a $2 super chat that says the most super cool guy on the YouTubes.
Well, thank you I really appreciate you saying that about me.
I should have Dr. Anthony here all the time.
And Rena pointed out that 82 people watching, and she's only seeing 18 thumbs up right now. So slackers. Oh, and there's a membership message from Lady R. Says, where did you get the goldfish figures?
Oh, and I think she asked that last week.
And you didn't answer, did you?
Well, I didn't see it till after I read all the that's the problem, is I read all the chat afterwards, and then I try to say, okay, got to remember to say this, and I never remember anything. But I bought these on Amazon. They're orange, and I painted them gold, but I think it was 15 for $10. So they were about 75 cents a piece.
After all, they are
I
goldfish, right? They should be gold.
Yeah. Yeah.
They look
Well,
sort
for
of
a trophy,
bronze.
they got to be really gold, but they're more like Dr. Anthony's t-shirt color before you paint them. So they're bright orange.
Where's your hat, Skipper?
Awesome.
oh hell! I was going to get that too.
And I was going to wear my shirt tonight, too, and I forgot to change it.
I didn't get a shirt.
Well,
I have a shirt.
And
Long sleeve, too.
I was going to take some of my swordtail guppies down there to you too while I was there.
I know you owe me some.
I know, big time.
You know.
Are you going to be at the Clash as a talker?
When's the Clash is in the summer, right?
Yeah.
September. Yeah, into September.
September? No, probably not, because I'm not speaking. They don't want me to speak, and so I'd have to pay for it, and you know how all that goes.
He's,
But hey,
Get that.
he's
Yeah,
cheap.
just
Very
wait till
deep.
you're a speaker.
I'm a cheap Charlie.
I'm with
Well,
you.
I bought the water bottles. Dr. Anthony was telling me I don't have to have bags.
Yep.
I can buy water bottles. And I did that around November last year. Or
And he still
yeah,
has them.
still last November. But I still felt like, well, it's still now it's kind of cold. So I should wait till it gets a little warmer to mail them. Now, when do you go south of the border?
I leave mid-late May.
When do you like to get fish? Like,
Uh,
who takes care of your fish while you're gone?
yeah, that's true. It depends. Our
That was a
grandson
very,
sometimes we have a nephew who stays here, but my wife won't be going over there for the entire time, so she'll be here some of the time.
That was a very politician answer. Who takes care of your fish when you're gone? That's true.
You know what Ed sounds like with those bottles is kind of Rico and the API formula stuff that he had for 5 years that he got.
5 years. I didn't even have it for a full year.
No, you didn't.
Poor
Actually.
Rico.
That's when I first started coming online and watching you guys, is when you would talk about it. You know, I'm supposed to send these out, but I don't know if I'm going to.
Yeah. They still went to the community. And that's all that matters.
Yeah, all that matters.
They did.
Even though it made some people angry. Well, that's too friggin' bad. People are angry about everything, every little thing. I'm just tired of, doesn't matter what you do, no matter what you try to do, no matter what you try to do that's good, somebody's pissed off about it. So people be pissed off. Do what you got to do. I'm still going to be here, and I'm still going to try and do good for people. So
I'm with you. I just experienced that a little bit today, and I'm going to leave it at that.
And
Now,
I had to say hi to Vinay. It's good to see you, buddy.
Oh, that'd be 180. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what's 1/3 of 240 milliliters
80 milliliters.
would be 80.
80, yes.
Okay.
We got a question from Oinky, a membership question too. She's been a member for 5 months now. What plant took you time to be happy with? What plant did you like not care for and sort of grew on you with time? Anything that comes to mind that really you just didn't like at first?
Is this for everybody on the panel? Just Dr. Anthony?
It just says, yeah, all four. Yep, for all. For all, it says. So maybe even just a chat. But anything come to mind for you, Dr. Antelope?
Yeah, probably my watermelon plants. I can't grow aquarium plants. I'm not good at that. So
I was like, watermelon plants.
You know, watermelon in my garden.
Yeah, I know, but I was thinking, fish tank, something. Okay, which one is that again? Is that an Anubis? What is that?
I'm not a good, I can grow duckweed. That's about it.
I guarantee you there is some plant called a watermelon plant.
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can grow good pumpkins, then you've got the wrong soil for watermelons because they're kind of opposite. So if you want watermelons, add a lot of sand to your soil, and that'll help a lot. That's what I've always done, and I've always had a lot of them. The plant I can't get to grow here in Tennessee is rhubarb, and I think it's because it just rains way too much. We average about 65 inches of rain a year.
We are very rainy as well. I mean, we are way up there, one of the rainiest places in the United States, and rhubarb is everywhere here. So I don't think it's the moisture. I think it's something else, maybe something in the soil, because we get a ton of rain as well. We're very, very wet. And rhubarb grows everywhere. It's almost like a weed.
Would humidity
maybe it's too hot?
Would humidity have a factor?
Yeah.
Because it grew great in Missouri.
Well, that's pretty damn humid and hot there too.
True.
Yeah,
and we get it. I mean, we are very humid as well. Very humid.
It's still a different humidity.
I bet it's something to do with the soil. I really do. I bet it's very Kenny. I bet it's something to do with the soil.
The humidity here is so thick, it's not as bad as it was in Missouri, which is so weird.
I want to respond.
I guess I've gotten immune to it.
So, Gina, the question was plants. Mushroom polyps are animals.
What about you, Skipper? You got one?
Well, I'm going to stick with the aquarium. It was crips there for a minute when I first started. Boy, every time I got them, they melted back. Then I started getting them from the right people and listening. I think I was planting them too deep. So ever since then, I've been doing great with them.
Mine are mosses because I went through a ton of different ones and I could not get them to grow at all. And I finally got one of them. It's doing great. I have it in a whole bunch of tanks now, and it's I don't even know which one it is anymore. I can't remember which one it is, but it's they were doing great, and that's the one because I went through so many of them. And you think mosses, even like Java moss, it's usually pretty easy, and could not get it to. It would just melt back and die off. It would take a long time. I mean, it might take 6 months, but it would just go away. So mosses are mine.
Moss, I think it really, you got to find the right moss because there's like highlight, low light. Oh, there's like a moss for every water condition. And when you find that right one, boy, you're set.
Yeah, it took me a while to find the right one because, I tried it in all the different tanks and just kept dying off. And I love the look of mosses. I know a lot of people, I know Kelly doesn't really like mosses. I think Steven likes them, but he says only really in small tanks. I know a lot of people don't care for them. I absolutely love the way they look. I have a huge mass that's in that 75 that's just, I love it. It's just all these tendrils coming out of it, and it's just beautiful.
I will say I can grow duckweed and cladophora. That's the two plants I can grow. I've got plenty of cladophora in my plants, in my tanks.
Don't know that one.
Whip says the only plants I have trouble with are the green live ones.
Yeah.
I can't do pink flamingo. I have probably wasted $150 trying to grow it.
You got to feed them lots of brine shrimp so they stay nice and pink.
Yeah, I messed up on that, didn't I?
Sea monkeys.
Yeah.
But, Dr. Anthony,
yes.
What is your classes called? Is it like marine biology or what do you actually teach?
Next semester I'll teach a fish biology course.
Cool.
Or starting next week I'll teach fish biology course. But the course I just got done with that we went to French Polynesia was we teach a 3.5-week course in January, and that's any topic we want to do.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about seeing what the community colleges around me offer. I don't know if community colleges offer much. They might have some botany classes. But since I'm on disability, I qualify to get classes.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, I have been out of college for 20 some years, but almost going on 30 years.
We just got a winter snow squall warning.
Ooh.
I think that's the first time I've seen a snow squall warning in a really long time.
This ain't fun.
Squall. I'm inside the house. It's not. It's tonight, so.
Good evening.
We're not going anywhere. Everybody's home. Let it snow.
We had a winter warm warning today. It was 63 degrees. So.
Tomorrow's supposed to be 1 for the low.
Okay.
But that's as cold as we get. I mean, people around us get minus temperatures quite often. So 1's not horrible when it's only the low. But the next day it's going to be back up into the 40s for the highs and high 30s for the low. So
we're getting that cold weather that's coming down from Canada. That jet stream, it's going to hit us hard.
Those Canadians, they hit.
I know, those Canadians.
Well, this is always the worst month. February is always the worst. But, we're already into it, and then it's gone, and then things get better. So
I got to tell you, I love January because it was really easy on my pocket when it came to heating.
It was. January was great. It was one of the warmest ones on record. And Kenny says -4 here for the low, and he's only 2 hours from me.
Wow.
K-Stu says -30 in Minnesota. The thing is, you guys don't get that much snow in Minnesota. It's
Too cold
cold.
for it. Yeah, too cold.
Yeah, but not a ton of snow compared to a lot of other places. It's weird how that works. Strawberry Goldfish, hello. Mark Stroll, so we said there's GRB. Surf City came in.
I think I found my moss, and I'm trying to remember the name of it. I got it at the CCY swap last month. And it's
Can you describe it?
It's green.
Like, does the little things go up, down, all around?
What goes up must come down.
Do they look like little Christmas trees poking up?
It's not Christmas tree moss. It starts with a C though.
It's sea moss.
Yeah. I don't know why Kabamba is coming into my head.
Oh, Kambama's not a moss there, young man.
I'm just
It's a
saying,
plant.
I don't know why it's coming in my head. Now, this is going to bug the hell out of me.
Kabamba's my favorite plant.
Is it?
That was my big surprise plant. I never knew I would love it so much, and it just grows like a weed in my water. Well, it actually is in our waterways.
When I plant it, loses all its leaves and dies back and just melts.
Oh, wait, I don't plant it. I let it plant itself.
Okay.
I drop it in, and it'll eventually start sprouting roots and pull itself down. But otherwise, I just float it. And because everything I've ever planted, it rots at the root and then dies.
Yeah,
So,
we have Kambaba in some of our ponds in Peru, and it's actually an emergent plant. It comes out and blooms outside of the water.
Oh, cool.
And the leaves are so much different, as like parrot's feather, when parrot's feather does the same thing, the leaves are so much different. It's actually kind of pretty when it's emerged.
What do the little flowers look like?
They're little blue flowers, if I remember correctly.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I really like the flowers that pop from the floating plants, and I just wish that I didn't have to protect all my guppies from all the dragonflies, because then you could see all the flowers that only last for like 2 days.
Yeah.
Bunny Viper Hornwort, is that the one you're thinking about? Drops all the needles?
I can't do hornwort at all. That's what happens.
No, I can do hornwort if I want it. Hornwort and guppy grass, but
yeah. I get hornwort out of the bay sometimes, and I don't know if it's legal, so don't get mad at me, Dr. Antelope, but I take it out of the bay and it grows awesome in my tanks.
Aqua Garden Zen, you're awesome. Because
you get it? Cameroon?
Yeah, Cameroon.
Let my Cameron go.
Do you have a piece of paper and a pencil anywhere by you?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I've got an important question I would like to ask everybody. And we'll go around the horn up here, and everybody out there, give me your opinions also.
I ain't got enough time for everybody.
Well, just the people you like. If
all two of them then.
Right then.
When you're eating hot wings, would you do ranch or blue cheese?
Man, there's only
Either
one
or.
right answer.
Either or.
Gotta be blue cheese.
I like them both. I love blue cheese.
So do I.
Oh, 2 blue cheeses. I used to be a blue cheese guy, but for some
I like
reason,
ranch too, though.
your taste buds change every 7 years.
Sure. Yeah.
And somehow I hated ranch my whole life, and just in the last few years, maybe it's because I've gotten really fat. But
maybe it's the Tennessee ranch. It's different. It's less humidity.
I don't know.
It's less humidity ranch.
So
I started getting hooked on ranch at home.
We got 2 blue cheeses.
Yeah, I do. I really like blue cheese. I've always loved blue cheese. I shouldn't say that. When I was a kid, I hated blue cheese. My brother loved it, and I thought it was disgusting, but now I like it.
And then if there's anybody out there that does something bizarre, like I can imagine if Delilah's Critters is out there, she probably goes with mayonnaise or something. And Whip probably says beer. He probably dips his in beer. So, you guys can throw out your bizarre ones too. But
I had speaking of blue cheese, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but brother Dan sent me that cheese and chorizo. And that blue cheese was amazing. It wasn't dressing. It was just blue cheese. I've never had better. That was the best blue cheese I ever had. It was spicy. It was so tangy that it had a bite. It was so good. Absolutely loved it.
What'd you say yours was, Ed?
I
Ranch.
like ranch. I like butter ranch, but just say ranch.
Delilah says she's
Delilah said-
squarely for blue cheese. Not even mayonnaise or anything weird.
That's so bizarre. She said she hates mayonnaise.
She
She seems like one of those fancy mayonnaise girls.
fancy
Like,
mayonnaise
That's
girl.
called aioli.
What the hell are you watching? Fancy
One of
mayonnaise
those-
girls. What do you do for a living? I'm a
Yeah.
fancy mayonnaise girl. What is that? I've never
Well,
heard
it's
of
like
a fancy
people that-
mayonnaise girl.
It's like the mustard guys that like Grey Poupon. There's like this fancy mayonnaise. I'm trying to think. I think it's called Buck's mayonnaise. I think it's like fancy mayonnaise.
I've never heard of that. I've never heard of a fancy mayonnaise. Now, mustards, yes, there's all kinds of really good mustards. Yes. None of that, yellow stuff that you get. Oh, Ed, stop doing that. Oh,
You're just looking at it. It's
What
not
did
even
you
making
do?
a noise.
What did
There's
you
no
do?
noise.
He does. It's a wood stick, and I'm wiping the resin off the. What?
is he done?
He has to look away. He can't even watch you do
Oh
it.
my god! Why does that bother you? I gotta know.
It's one of those, things like people have different things, fingerboards on a chalkboard. Like I go to the doctor and he tries to use the tongue depressor. I can't do it.
Whoa! I hit the fish on the
He's a-
floor, and it got a
Yeah,
whole
he's
bunch of
tongue
air in
depressor,
it.
huh? You got the thing about tongue depressors. Okay,
Yeah,
someone, if you
that
have Rico's address, please send him a box of tongue
Oh,
depressors.
that.
somebody's done that before.
I'll have my wife bring some home from the
Are you
hospital. So I'll
serious?
ship
I
you some.
cannot. I can't. Yeah. See, Jason says the same thing. I can't eat popsicles either. I can't do it. And I'll start to
Yeah,
go. I just and my tongue feels like it swells up, and I can't. Sometimes I can't talk right because my mouth it really messes with me. It's a weird thing.
When I'm done with the popsicle, I chew on the stick.
Yep, so do I.
Oh. It's even
Until
if
it breaks in half.
oh no, we're done.
So
Oh
I stirred my mayonnaise with popsicle sticks, but
yuck.
Okay, so hopefully this
Is
doesn't
it
get
a
real
fancy
hot.
popsicle stick?
I couldn't
Toothpicks do not bother me. I use toothpicks. Yeah, toothpicks don't bother me, Scruffy. And
help. So I went through the chat and blue cheese one by one.
Holy cow!
one by one.
Fish fam coming down with the blue cheese.
There's something wrong with y'all for liking cheese that's rotted. I know all cheese is rotted, but that's even worse.
I love cheese.
There
I
is
love
a
cheese that bites back.
There is a cheese that has you eat it
Yes.
when the maggots are in it.
Yes.
Ugh.
Starts with an M.
Yeah,
Murder?
I
Yeah,
can't
but
do
this
that.
guy
Nerd.
eats other people's spit or drinks other people's spit.
Oh, Masato. No, I don't drink Masato. No.
Oh, you just
No.
trick other people to drink it?
Yeah, I made my students drink non-alcoholic Masato. I would not drink it. I don't drink it fermented either. Yeah, I don't want
I thought
no
you brought it to
Lucas shit.
Kenny.
No.
Kenny's
No.
show.
No, what was that you brought?
Aliento de Diablo.
Yeah, what he said.
Yep.
What,
Devil's breath.
something with the devil? Oh
Devil's
my
breath.
gosh.
Oh, listen,
Yeah.
it was good, and it had one heck of a bite, like a pepper.
Yeah, it tastes like black pepper liqueur.
That sounds good. And no, Mike, I don't really have I can brush my teeth just fine. I can, but it's just something about the tongue depressors, like even just looking at it. Like every time I go to a new doctor and they want to, use that, I'm like, nope. Let's talk about things. Hold on. Wait, let's talk about this. And hold on. And the one guy tried to make me, and I was like, no, it's not going to happen. And he had it in his hand, and I was just like, oh. And he kept coming closer with it.
It's the texture.
No, it's
Yeah.
the sight he has now.
It's that the texture in your mouth and on your tongue, and yeah,
Your mouth's getting watery right now.
yeah, it is. It's been a thing forever since I was a little kid. Always,
He's okay
even
with
sometimes like
the latex
friends.
finger, but he's not okay with the.
Yeah,
Oh no, latex, whatever. That's good, but yeah, it doesn't matter where you're putting it. That's good. But even when I was little, and like my friends were running around in Arizona, and if one of the kids had like really calloused feet, and his feet on the sidewalk would just like scrape, even that noise would sort of get to me, and it was almost the same type of thing.
like
Because their feet would get sort of like sandpaper. But sandpaper does not bother me.
there's something wrong with you.
Oh, there's lots wrong with me. Jesus Christ, we don't have that much time. Pooplin.
Well, we got another stream after this one tonight. So
Pooplin says, "Who would have thought Rico would have an issue with wood in his mouth?"
Dr. Anthony,
Yeah.
Big
how did
tripping
you learn how
nose.
to speak good Spanish?
Well,
I learned in Peru, but my mother was Mexican, but I refused to learn Spanish growing up. I would,
Oh,
didn't think, I thought, wow, I don't need to learn Spanish. The worst decision of my life. But my wife's been doing Duolingo for about 2 years. I mean, she's religious. She'll do it every night.
Yep.
And she understands Spanish really, really well. Her
Yeah.
pronunciation isn't the best, and she still has to think about what she's saying. I probably understand more words than she does, but I can't conjugate verbs. I mean, I use the wrong tense all the time. But when she speaks, she will speak proper Spanish.
Yeah.
So it's amazing.
My wife, same thing, and she also learned Russian with Duolingo too. And because she had a friend where she worked that was Russian, and she learned it specifically to surprise her. But I mean, we picked up on Spanish living in Arizona for so long, But she is she's really good at it now too. But exactly what you're describing with your wife, exact same way.
Yeah.
where I work now, I wish I'd have paid more attention in high school whenever we had it, and then I wish I'd have learned it because, boy, that's a very good tool to know.
Yep.
But my question is there a redneck Spanish? Because that's the only one I could speak.
We call it Spanglish. That's border Spanish.
Fingers.
is that Puerto Rican?
No. That's you talk to Mexicali fish keeper. We both learned Spanglish because we grew up in the same border area. So that's Spanglish.
I had a guy working at our factory from Puerto Rico, and he said that he could understand all the other Spanishes, but nobody could understand his. He said everybody from the island is like they couldn't understand what the Puerto Ricans are saying, but they can understand everybody else.
Yep.
I learned a lot of words from my roommate was from Puerto Rico. My one of the roommates was from Puerto Rico, and he would teach me some things, but it wasn't. We lived in Arizona, but so it wasn't Mexican Spanish. It was Puerto Rican, so there was different. A lot of difference.
I actually asked that question because I had in the military. I had one of my best friends was Mexican, and then I got to meet the people from Puerto Rico, and I asked them. I said, "Is it the same?" And they said, "Oh no."
Yeah, it's very different. Yeah.
Yeah. In Peru, they pronounce a lot of words differently. In Peru, all the double L's are J sounds. And in Spanish that I learned, all the double L words were U sounds. So, I always make fun of them with the way they talk, and they make fun of the way I talk. So, we have a great banter down there.
My dad's from Iowa, but he
got drafted. They speak great Spanish in Iowa.
Well, he got drafted into the Vietnam Army, and he'd never met any Spanish.
He fought for the Viet Cong?
The Vietnam War. He did not fight for them.
Okay. Well,
but he worked, he was, in his group for almost over a year. This one guy was with him, and they were friends and everything. And he called him Jesus the whole time.
Yeah.
And his last day, he said, "Hey, Ed, It's actually De Hoya.
Jesus. Jesus.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Thank you. And my dad felt so terrible, so bad.
So that same
Yeah.
thing, the guy who used to own the well, he still owns it, the cabin that's just right here next to us. His name is Jose. He's a Mexican national, but he's lived all over the world. He's a professor of philosophy at RIT, so he's a really super interesting guy, and he's lived everywhere, and he's just got amazing stories. I really miss him. Well, one day he came over and we were talking, having a long conversation, and I was calling him Jesus all day long. And when he left, my daughter said, "Hey, did you realize you were calling him Jesus?" And I was like, "Oh, are you serious?" I didn't even think about it. So the next day I saw him and I go, "Hey, I owe you an apology. I'm sorry. I kept calling you Jesus. My daughter pointed out. I'm so sorry." And he goes, "Don't worry about it, Rock. My name's Rick." And he called me Rock from then on. He always called me Rock. That was my name from then on. So,
but what was the deal? He actually preferred Jesus.
hey, no, his name was Jose, but I was calling him Jesus.
Oh,
His name was Jose.
He was Jesus's father, Jose.
I get it.
It's okay, Rock. He never stopped calling me that too. It was great. I missed that guy. He was just a very interesting person to talk to. I'd drink one beer, we'd have a 2-hour long conversation.
I got to tell you, one of the great things about being in the Air Force is I got to meet different ethnic groups, and I got to learn like how they lived, how they ate. And I'm going to tell you, Filipinos can cook.
Oh yeah.
Those guys, because we were stationed together. Okay, when I was in Diego Garcia, I went there for my deployment. They come up and they work for the Brits because it's a British-owned territory. It was contracted for them to come up and work. The reason why they did it was because they made so much money up there when it went back to their money, which, oh man, I think it is peso.
It is pesos.
It is.
Yeah.
Pesos, yeah.
And they were had a lot of money.
Yeah.
So that's why they did it. They would stay away for 6 months just to do that for their family. I'm gonna tell you, I made a very good friend there. I was like, man, if I ever come visit, can I come down there with you? Because I would like to get down there. I think it'd be pretty neat.
Filipino box spring hog. It's a barbecue thing.
Adobo chicken. Oh, I love adobo chicken.
It's always food. It's always food.
It's always food. Look at me. It's always food. Come on.
What do we have for dinner tonight?
We made we call it meat pies tonight.
Don't
We
even
had
remember what we had.
kielbasa and fried potatoes and onions.
I had curry quinoa.
I don't know. I have no idea what I had for dinner tonight. I know I ate dinner. Anthony
curry
ate and made it.
Are you sure you ate?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ate and made
Curry
dinner.
quinoa?
Quinoa, yeah.
Quinoa.
Quinoa is a grain from Peru. It has all the amino acids, full proteins in it. So it's
are you still able to eat Peru food while you're in America?
There's actually 4 or 5 Peruvian restaurants around me.
Yeah, but does it match up though?
The only Peruvian food I really like is the chicken. They make a rotisserie chicken.
What the I think we had popsicle sticks. I think that's what it was.
You're gonna have to message your wife and ask her what you
I honestly don't remember. I'm trying to picture what he cooked. I feel like it was just a one bowl dish, but I don't remember what the hell it was. Oh, geez, it was just spaghetti. It was just
White
spaghetti.
rice. Yeah,
it was just spaghetti. That's all it was. You know what the problem was? I didn't have he didn't make enough. I was still hungry, so I had a little bit of leftovers. We had Spanish rice with chicken last night, so I had some leftovers. That's what threw me off. Okay.
I figured it was because all the crazy dishes we were saying. You thought you had something really extravagant.
No. It wasn't even. It was just. It was sauce, even out of a jar. It wasn't anything special.
I think Surf City Cichlids and I need to go to the wing stop in Huntington Beach next time we get together. And they have, I guess, good wings. I've never been to any of those wings places. So,
Oh, I like Wingstop.
I love wings, but I've never had it outside of a bar in Flagstaff. We used to go every Friday night. They had 10-cent wings.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And
Remember those days?
We would just
$2.50 pitchers of beer.
Yeah.
Now they're $1 a wing.
Yeah.
My roommate worked for a chain of bars. They were taverns in Arizona called The Vine.
Yep.
And, they had 10-cent wings all the time. And I worked at a pizza place. So for like 2 years, we lived on pizza and wings. I mean, and we were fine with it. We were fine. Yeah. He would bring home wings every night. I bring home pizza every night we worked. And that's all we had. It's true, Kenny. My wife has mentioned it. I'm not joking. My memory is the last few months. I've really had some issues. I keep losing words and things I know. I can picture the word and I can't even say it.
Hell, that's me every day.
Shrimp tempura roll and California roll. Oh, see, sushi.
Yeah. Love sushi.
Yeah, my wife doesn't like it, so she doesn't like fish, so we don't get to eat sushi much.
My wife only likes the rolls because some of the food in there is cooked. Me, you can give me rice with a slice of fish on it, and it's gone.
Yep,
love it.
Hi, Patrick.
Night. See you later, Dragon Lair. Have a good one. What now? When you were saying, "Oh yeah, I love the sushi," and you guys were going and all that, I was doing this. That was just reflex to I don't care for it.
You were just going along with it.
He was just,
I was like,
He's one of those kind of guys.
About it, like,
Ed can get a lot of trouble with peer pressure. It sounds like he's just going to go along.
So all you sushi eaters, I'm not going to join the club.
I love every type of sushi I've ever tried, which I couldn't tell you any of the names. I don't remember any of them. We do have nori in the cupboard though, and we make some once in a while. Easy stuff.
Oh, Dragon Lair just got here.
Yeah, you said bye. He was saying hi.
That was a hint, Dragon Lair.
Yeah, get out of here.
I'm just teasing. Oh, that's terrible.
We got about 15 minutes left, right?
Ooh,
yes. Oh,
yes.
no, it's 11, right? Not 10:30.
Oh, yeah.
11.
What?
Sorry. I keep forgetting. See?
Say, oh, man.
Dr. Anthony.
Oh, that was
what?
Sick.
Okay, you bring home a lot of neat fish because,
Yes.
I was watching all the neat fish in that auction that you had.
Yep.
With Skipper.
Uh-huh.
What is that aquarium that you guys set up or go into once it gets tanks that fill up with water?
Yeah.
Are you going to have it all loaded with fish from that area, or how's that going to work?
Yeah, it'll only be fish from the surrounding waters. We will have maybe 2 marine tanks just because the fish are so brightly colored.
Sure.
And even we'll have guppies, gouramis, and tilapia, but we're going to catch them locally just to show what shouldn't be there that's there. Yeah, so it's only going to be fish that are from the area.
That's awesome. And what do the wild discus there look like?
The story of wild discus there is that they are not native to the area.
Wow.
They were actually brought in 2 accidental shipments. One, a group of brothers flew over to Brazil and collected 10,000 discus from Lake Tefe and some other regions in Brazil. They flew them back in a seaplane. It ran out of gas, and so they actually just emptied all their boxes and threw them in the river. So, and that's where most of them come from. And so you have regular green discus, and you do have some red spotted green discus in there. The one thing about Peruvian discus in the area is they don't get as large as the Brazilian discus for some reason.
So the Brazilians, they get like the dinner plate size, right?
Yeah, the dinner plate size. That's so uncommon. The biggest fish that I ever caught was and seen, even collected, was probably about 6.5, 7 inches. That's it.
Huh.
Wow.
I wonder.
I
is it-
hadn't. So now, oh, does that mess up the, like, you know how Oscars, when they were dumped into
Yeah.
Florida canals and it was horrible, and then the snakeheads came.
Yeah.
As an invasive species, are discus did they harm it, or are they kind of such
You
a
know,
lightweight?
This happened in the early 70s, so no one was even concerned about that. And most people there, even the fish exporters, don't realize that discus aren't native to that area. They are native to Peru, but it's up on the Ecuador border that you find native discus. But so, you know, it's one of those things that it just, you know, it's there, so it's there.
Wow.
Hmm.
I had no
That's
idea. That
interesting.
is so cool. How about cory cats?
Oh, there's probably 20, 30 species of cory cats in the area.
Oh, wow.
I know
And
two
do
of
they-
them are very nice.
Yeah.
Do they stay in swarms of like 1,000? Like, or do you see them?
Yeah. They,
Oh man,
you know,
that'd
some
be so
of them,
cool.
yeah, that's, you know, the guy who won the raffle last year came down to Peru a week early and did a collecting trip on his own with some other people. And they were in one area where they caught corridors punctatus, and they caught probably 1,000 of them.
Jesus.
Just in one scoop. Yeah. So, you know, and really when the cories really stack up is at night, they'll come up to the very end, the shallow parts of the river, and there'll be massive conglomerations of cories right at the sides of the creeks and things.
Are there birds that come down and eat them and stuff?
No, because, you know, cories have a hard skeleton, so pretty much everything leaves them alone.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
I
More
was-
respect for cory cats.
I was very fortunate to get some Trilineatus. And what was it? CW09?
C41 or no 92. I don't know. It's on my aquarium. Yeah, 91 or something. Yeah.
They're cool.
Well, what is one of the neater fish that people aren't aware of that are down there? Or is that a loaded question?
You know, a lot of, you know, there's 300 species, 400 species of fish that are exported out of there, some very rare. The fish that you don't see anymore is called the monster fish. It actually, when it's little, it dives into the sand and only sticks its eyes out of the water. I have not seen those collected for the past 7-8 years. They used to collect them by the millions.
Oh.
Now they just don't collect them anymore.
Oh,
And-
that's sad.
And their body is just covered with these spines. So when you pick them up, those spines kind of, you know, they're like cory pectoral spines. They irritate your skin.
Oh man. Well, that's a shame. That
And what do you think caused it? I mean, do you have any idea? Whatever.
We've asked the fishermen, you know,
overfishing
why don't you see them anymore? And they just don't know. So I don't know. They never caught the large ones. They only caught the baby. So, you know, supposedly there should be adults there still breeding. So no one really knows. And there
So
may
the
not have
discus
been a
didn't
big demand either. So they just stopped, you know, even looking for them.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but the fishermen that we go to say they haven't seen them in a while though.
I'd like to get the actual name of that fish. I'd like to see what it looks like. If you type it in private channel, look it up.
What I call it?
You just said monster fish. When
Yeah,
monster
what-
fish,
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you
Sounds like some kind of
look up
like golden type thing, right? With the eyes poking up like that.
Let me look up in Google.
well, if that's what I'm thinking, that's a long name.
Surf City put one in there.
It's
Thalassophryne amazonica.
That's what
I
I was.
butchered the hell out of that.
yeah, that's what it is. Yep.
And he said the same thing.
Yeah, that thing's
Yep.
pretty neat looking.
But that's the adult most of the time when you see it. The small ones are actually they're actually kind of cute as a little
And-
as a little fish goes. Yeah, they remind me of scorpion fishes in the ocean. They have that same
Skipper, can you
body
share it?
shape and everything.
Working on it.
Awesome.
I read your mind, Ed.
What do you guys have? Okay, now let's see if I can do this. Did it work?
Yeah.
Yes, it worked.
Yep.
Is this
Oh,
also one?
Yeah, that's also one too.
That's a better picture.
Yeah, that's a better picture. That's one too.
That's pretty neat. Boy, that guy's a big mouth.
When the men are all around it, they look like it looks like one of those
Well,
That's
water
that's
that's
bears.
Arapima. The other ones are Arapima.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now is Arapima the correct way to say it? Because I always say Arapaima.
Well, the Spanish word, because I is an E sound, would be Arapima.
Gotcha. We've got several of them in our Tennessee Aquarium. The Tennessee Aquarium is supposed to be the biggest freshwater North American aquarium.
I will have to
So
see
I
it.
don't know.
If I ever get
Oh.
invited to a talk in Tennessee, I will go see it.
Right now we're pretty much all
Scruffy.
baby clubs.
Is
So-
Scruffy here?
So hopefully someday it'd be awesome.
There you
I
go,
don't know.
Mitch.
Or maybe if you ever get invited to the Atlanta Club, they've got a lot of money. We could go to the Atlanta Aquarium, and then I could take you up to the Tennessee Aquarium.
I'll be there.
Oh yeah, there's Scruff. Right now, we're just trying to afford baseball hats.
You're like me.
You know.
You're like me, Rico. Everything reminds me of a song. I'll start singing in class. The students will look at me like,
Yep.
"What are you doing?"
Every phrase. Jason's
Yeah.
the same way, and it's fun to get them because that's what friends are for. From the Keystone Clash last year, we were,
Oh yeah.
we do. It's constant. It's constant. I just hear if you put the right words together, it's a song.
Yeah, it's always in my head. Most of the time, I don't say anything, but it's always going off in my head.
I often just spit it out. I
Yeah.
got to get it out. If I don't
Yep.
get it out, then it stays up there
Yep.
with the popsicle
Do you
sticks.
guys have those tiger fish? The
Tigerfish
fish
are
with
from,
all the teeth?
that's from Africa.
Oh, nuts! I thought that was a South American monster.
No, we have the vampire tetra,
Oh, I love
which
that.
is with a big
Yeah.
big teeth that come down. Yeah.
Yeah, those are pretty
Now, do
cool.
they have holes in their skull do the teeth hang out of the
no,
mouth? Or
they
do they go
do
through a
have
hole?
they do go up sockets. Yeah.
That is so neat. I love
Yeah.
that. So cool.
They'll bite
I
you.
wish I had teeth like that. I always
Well, you can
wish
go to
I
the
had,
dentist. They
werewolf
can do
teeth.
it for you if you want to.
I have the worst canine teeth in the world. They're so one of my canine teeth is chipped, and so they made it flat because I got a hockey puck.
Same
And so
with
I only
mine.
got one canine. Yeah, I'm a lousy vampire.
Yes.
How about any piranha?
There's about 7-8 species of piranha in the area.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize
Yeah,
there was
that's
that many.
We catch them. Yeah, there's a number of them. The best looking one is there's a purple piranha that is just gorgeous. It's probably a variety of red belly. It's just a gorgeous piranha.
Now, if I ever win the lottery, I'll have to take James there, and then he could catch a purple piranha.
Yeah,
Now, is that a type of fish that you can take home?
Yeah, you can ship. I mean, all the exporters ship piranhas out. It's just
Okay.
whether or not you can bring them legally into your state. Like I can't bring them into California. I can if they're on a shipment out of California. So it's not something that I could bring home and then ship out. That would be illegal because it's just illegal here in California.
I think what James has right now is speckled piranhas. Is that something? It's either that or a black piranha. One of them is his dream fish, and one is what he's trying to breed now. He's bred the red belly, so he's trying something new.
Yeah, black piranhas are normally, when they're adults, kept by themselves because
He doesn't have those.
they'll beat the heck out of each other. I mean, They are one of the biggest piranhas there, at least in Peru, and they will just tear each other up.
Yeah, his
Oinky
are all
has a
very
question
nice.
for you, Ed.
For me,
Is that
uh-oh.
yeah? Is that cranky looking fish on your T-shirt an honorary member of the Tennessee Mafia?
Actually, this is I play lots of board games and tabletop games, and there was a game called Malifaux, and it's called a scrimmage tabletop, and they were giving these out at Gen Con one year, so it was to promote some Puppet Wars or something. So, but it's part of Malifaux. It's a board game or a tabletop game where I paint those little figures. But I love this shirt because it just looks cool.
I found this one.
Oh, nice.
I don't remember if I have one of those.
It is
I
a
can't remember.
cool shirt.
I
Oh,
won one
okay.
of those on her show.
Cagey
Ooh,
prop.
the
Well,
Cagey.
I don't have that one.
So everybody's got a cool shirt on but me.
No,
Or a
I
fish
like
shirt.
yours. I just want to put pins in it though, but
Paul, I've taken a lot of hockey pucks to the
Hockey
head.
pucks to the head. That explains it. Yeah.
He just said, I'm taking a lot of hockey pucks to the head. Nice
But,
guy. How's
I
your
used to have this
craft?
super
How's your
memory.
craft doing, Ed? How's the craft doing? How's it looking?
it exploded.
They're not heating up, so they're just sitting. I just put them on the shelf where I wouldn't tip them over. And they seem to be doing great.
How long do you have to wait before you can pick them up and show them to us, or can you?
Well, the stuff that doesn't get hot takes about 5 days to cure.
Okay. All right. So we won't see it till next week.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, whatever.
But hopefully they'll be done by next week.
Let's flip a table.
Unless the cats get them. Whatever, the cats will put a paw print in it.
Well, and you know what? It's actually in front of Baby Cat's blanket. So
There will
she
be
wasn't
cat
in here,
hair.
so
You're going to
There
get
will be
some
cat.
cat hair with your trophy there.
Yeah.
yeah.
Little
A
memorial
little bit
there.
of Nico. He's always sitting next to me.
Ugh, excuse me.
Well, okay, Dr. Anthony,
Yeah.
how about, do you ever get to see any of the, I'm trying to remember what they're called. The manatees. Do the manatees ever swim anywhere where you're at?
No, but we do work very closely with the Manatee Rescue Center. There's a Manatee Rescue Center just down the road from us, and they bring in and rehabilitate baby manatees when their parents are killed, because still people eat manatees. And so, or someone will bring it in, try to sell it to somebody, and the authorities will confiscate it, and then they're rehabilitated at the Manatee Rescue Center. So yeah, we don't see them. That they're mostly in the reserves now, and that's where they release them in one of the big national reserves they have down the river from us. So it's not something you normally see now in the river naturally.
I wonder what it tastes like.
See,
It's fatty. I probably tastes like whale, because it's just all blubber.
I was wondering if it was tasted like beef, because don't they call that the cow of the river?
Well, yeah,
That's a hippo.
Sea cow?
Sea cows, yeah. And we do see pink dolphins out in the river, and people actually will eat the pink dolphins as well. When you're hungry, there's nothing sacred.
Yeah.
That's
hard.
That's just the way.
You don't have
Yeah.
the options.
Yeah, they don't have the luxury that we have to go to the grocery store when they live out in some of these villages.
Yeah.
It's just a reality of life.
Are the manatees there the same type that are in North America? Are they a little different? Are they exactly the same?
No,
birds,
they're
or-
going to be a different species.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I was wondering.
They're a
I
little
wonder
bit smaller, much darker.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Renee said
I
it's
used
like
to
pork
enjoy
belly.
seeing them
Yeah.
when I'd go down to visit my mom and dad when they were snowbirds. And one time they were swimming through the beach or right off the beach.
Mhm.
And it gave me a stroke when I saw it, because it looked like, big ass shark or something. But then there's a mess, and it's kind of scary.
Well,
I
most
got
people,
out of the water.
most people don't know there have been sharks caught in Iquitos, in the Amazon River, which is over 1,200 miles from the mouth of the Amazon. Even the fish biologists there don't even know that. So when I tell people that, no, there've never been sharks, and we go to Google, we go directly to the articles that have shown that they've captured sharks there.
Are they bull sharks or some other type of shark?
Bull sharks. Yeah, they're bull sharks. That's my dream for the aquarium, is to eventually have an outside arena and have a couple small bull sharks in there.
You could have a moat going around the building and have bull sharks in the moat.
Yeah. So no one will. Yeah, that'll be our electric fence will be a moat with bull sharks.
Skipper, I hope Vinay is still talking about the manatees and not something else there.
Let's talk about pork belly.
Pork belly.
I've heard of fried pork belly before.
Oh, because he says you can have it always, but it's fatty. So I just wasn't sure if you guys were having a private conversation or.
Well, it is an inside joke. Guess we'll see Saturday.
Oh, you get to hang out with him Saturday.
Yeah, we're going to go to the CCY club meeting. Oh, yeah.
Now,
That'll be
Dr.
interesting.
Anthony, are you in any fish clubs there in California?
Yeah, we have a local club called Coast that's been around for probably 25, 30 years, 40 years or so. I'm also a member of the Sacramento Aquarium Society, which is 6 hours from me. So yeah, I'm a local fish club person. That's, I'm a hobbyist like all of you. And I love this hobby.
Awesome.
So, from the fish tank in the background. So yeah.
I got to
That'd
tell
be so
you,
cool to have you in a club.
going to that swap for the CCY, it being a club, and getting to meet the people that are part of that club. I joined that club during Keystone Clash last year, the one that just passed, and it got me fired up with the hobby again, because I started going downhill with it there for a minute, just mentally, and then actually physically. We was there and just talking to these people. I was like, I'm back. I needed that so bad. So since I have the first Saturday off, that's when their meetings are. I was like, well, I got to go to it. I don't care. I mean, they're going to talk about DIY filtration.
Neat.
I got to go to it.
I get that. I don't go to any of the events for the two clubs I'm a member of, but just going to the Clash, I always get super motivated as well.
Yeah.
Come home and just fired up and want to do stuff. I should get out there and go to the clubs. Well, the one is Bucks County. I'm not driving all the way down there for a meeting, but
it's like 8 hours, isn't it?
No, it'd be it's probably about as a 6 hour drive. Doctor.
I don't like going to club meetings though, because the auctions always buy too much in the auction, and where do I put it? I don't, have to come home, have to rearrange fish and tanks. I mean, I always spend too much money when I go to club auctions.
Hey, don't say that. My wife can hear you. You won't allow me to go, Doc. Quit it.
Yeah, even going to the Portland show, I came back with a whole 2 carry-ons full of fish.
I did good. I did good at the Clash. Well, that was probably easier because it was such a long trip, right, Skipper? Just that probably made it a little bit easier.
I did acquire. Doc Anthony gave me some Corridoras, and I was scared. I'm like, I got to take these on the plane. But he explained everything to me, and I did everything he said, and it just blew my mind. And it's a good thing I did not do that, or I didn't know about that before, because, I could have.
Yeah.
I spoke in Tampa at Pasco at Grant's Garden of Eaters Club in December. And same, I bought, when I was there, 6-7 big angelfish, bunch of other fish, so I had 2 big carry-ons just with fish. And it's funny, you go to the check-in, and or the TSA, and you say, "Oh, I want a hand check." They say, "What do you got?" "I have fish." "No, you don't have fish." "Yeah, I have fish here." And they all gather around. They want to look at, see what you have, and I kind of play along with it, but it's a way of, they need some entertainment too.
When that happened to me, I was like, man, they're going to take these.
Yeah.
Like, you can't have that. They're just going to take them home. That's what I was afraid of. And they were all pretty cool about it. They was like, oh, they actually had me take the bag out of the bag. And I showed them the fish. They're like, oh, that's pretty sweet. And I'm like, okay, now I feel comfortable. No, I did. I thought, listen, man, I thought as soon as I went through that TSA, they were taking those darn things. And I was going to be very upset, probably arrested and strip searched. I'm just saying, it would not have been pretty. But it was pretty neat.
It's been so long since a good strip search.
That wouldn't be pretty easy either.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I had to. I've got to say something. They're talking about finding bull sharks in our rivers and stuff. Mm-hmm. And John Cox just talked about one not too long ago found in St. Louis. Actually, like 3 years ago, there was one found in a lake in the middle of Missouri. What had happened is there was lots of flooding from the Mississippi. And it was the 4th of July. There was a fireworks showing out, and everybody was on pontoon boats. And they saw the shark. It's a 6-foot bull shark was going around people's pontoon boats. It's crazy how bull sharks get around.
Bull sharks are aggressive. They suspect the Jaws. The shark in Jaws. There was a real incident in New England, and it was a bull shark that came in and chomped up some people in some freshwater areas.
Huh.
Crazy. But Dr. Anthony, this was a question I wanted to ask you from earlier, and I forgot.
Okay.
How do you guys do your filtration at the aquarium that you're building?
We have big sand filters, like swimming pool filters. Okay. So we have four of them hooked up to each bank of tanks. And I said this the other day on the morning show. Each pump that runs each of the filters costs $1,000 a month in electricity. So just in electricity for those pumps is costing us $4,000. Who cares about anything else? But just those 4 pumps. We were very surprised on how much it is costing. Electricity is pretty high there anyway. But so we have to figure out do we buy a diesel generator and have them run off the diesel generator. So we have our electrical engineer right now going through and calculating what the cost is going to be for each one, to move over or just keep it on electricity. We like to do solar, and we looked at solar very early on, but solar there, it's $100,000 for just this was just for the living facilities that we have, our dorms and stuff. So, and that doesn't use that much electricity. So to do it for the aquarium, it'd probably be $300,000-$400,000. Unless maybe Elon will, ship us over some free panels and stuff. And,
you need to go pay him a visit.
Yeah. Any of you know Elon, he used to have his facility just down by LAX. Now he's in Texas. So he's no longer our neighbor.
Just show up with a fish tank.
Yeah.
Tesla.
With a fish tank in his office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to join Twitter and ask him.
Yeah.
I tried to join Twitter about 6 years ago because I wanted to yell at the football commissioner, NFL commissioner. And it was like, I don't know how to send him a mean email or text. So I thought maybe I can do it through Twitter. And it was so confusing.
Hashtag, whatever.
It was after the New England had cheated somehow. And, I was gonna say, but oh well, they don't have Brady anymore.
No one has Brady anymore.
I don't know if I read it right. I know this is tomorrow night's stream talking football, but it's a possibility they may be trying to get him back.
Oh, Well, I'm sure they might try.
Well, I heard they were just going to sign him to a 1-day contract so he can retire as a New England Patriot. That's what they said today. I heard.
I mean, they do that a lot. They do that a lot with players that have spent most of their career with a certain team. So that they can retire as that. So they go into the Hall as that.
He's going to want to play though.
Yeah. Wait till August comes around. Someone may give him a call after training camps are over with. Someone gets hurt.
Well, and he's got a sweet deal with Fox Sports. They're paying him like crazy money, and it's just going to make me not want to watch.
Maybe he'll be on the Fox early football. Before
I
have that hour before the normal one comes on.
Who's on? Is Howie Long and Terry Bradshaw on Fox or on the other?
They're on Fox.
Oh,
they're on
for
Fox.
crying out loud! They're the only two that I'll watch. I'm not watching it anymore. I'll just tune in just for the games. I'll watch YouTubers. There's a lot of YouTubers that talk football that don't get paid nothing.
Well, as a matter of fact, Coach Plays, which is Catfish Terry's son. He actually did a live stream. It was the 49ers and Eagles game. Yeah, and I think he did the Chiefs game also. It was actually pretty neat. Like I was watching it as I was watching it on TV. It was pretty neat. Like he was an announcer and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Very cool. Well, sorry for talking football. I don't know if Dr. Anthony likes football at all.
What do you mean? You didn't read my email that I sent or my message back to you on Facebook, did you?
Oh, I did not.
Oh,
I'm not good at messaging.
I've been a football freak my entire life.
Oh my gosh, we need to get you in the fantasy football league.
I used to coach high school football when I was in college.
No way, that's awesome.
No way. And that's why I said, why should I come on when you excluded me from your football thing?
Oh, well, we want as many people to play fantasy football.
He excluded me.
Specifically exclude.
Yep.
You're so full of it.
Someone told me that on one of the live streams. They chatted me privately and said,
probably this guy
right here. To know they all got together at the start of the season and said, no, Dr. Anthony, because he's going to win it all. He's so smart.
See, Rico wants to keep all the winnings to himself.
Yep.
So he's trying to eliminate everybody in the league, and it'll just be Rico. And
that's then we're going to freaking win. I had a horrible year. Horrible year.
That was a rough one. I got to comment on what you just said, Doc. There's a difference between book smart and common sense.
What?
Okay? You said they didn't want me in there because he's so smart. Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
There's a difference between book smart and common sense.
Hey, I have lots of common sense.
In Dungeons and Dragons, it's wisdom versus intelligence.
I have a lot of uncommon sense.
Oh yeah, I'm with you there too.
Well, who's your favorite football team?
Well,
San Diego.
Well, it's evolved over the years. When I was growing up as a kid, it was the original Oakland Raiders. Before they had this bad boy attitude when they moved to LA. Then when I was a really small kid, it was LA Rams. And then the went to the Raiders, and then now I love to hate, or I hate to love the Chargers. You can't depend on the Chargers. That's even though you can't depend on them. So
I depend on 2 wins a year from them.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
Oh gosh.
And when I lived in Texas, it was great because, in Texas, if Dallas Cowboys lose, everybody has a bad day on Monday. I mean, everybody. I've never seen it like that in any other place I've ever lived. And I would always needle them about the Cowboys losing. I just loved it when the Cowboys lost.
Yeah, still to this day, it's a good feeling.
Yep. Yeah, so Cowboys are the only team that I really despise, truly despise. Sorry, Cowboys fans out there, but I just, I've never liked them. Never.
I'm not sorry.
I was driving through Houston to get to my nephew's house. And it's like everywhere you go in Houston, you'd think it'd be Houston Texans, but there's a Houston jersey and a Cowboy jersey for sale, always side by side. Yep. It's like there's an even amount of Cowboy and it's their hometown. Yep. It's like, wow. I feel sorry for the Cowboys. Or for the
Before the Cardinals moved to Arizona, you would have either Cowboy fans, Denver fans, or Chicago Bear fans. Because Scottsdale is called Little Chicago. There's so many people there that have moved from Chicago to it. There was a ton. They even have a Chicago Fest there every year. That's a bunch of the players and stuff show up. So those three teams before the Cardinals came in. So even the first few years, you go to a Cardinals game, and if those three teams played, those teams had the home field advantage. Even up to 91, we went to see. Michelle was pregnant for Anthony, and so it had to be 90.
Not me.
No, my son Anthony, and the Bears were playing, and they had home field advantage. I mean, it was a Bears stadium.
Well, that's how it was the first year, the first 2 years that after the Chargers moved up to L.A. I went to a couple of games because my cousin would get free tickets, and you'd go to the stands, and there would be no Chargers fan. If the Chiefs were there, the entire stadium was red, and they still have problems bringing in people for their games who are Chargers fans. They sell at the stadium, but it's 75% the away team and 25% Chargers fans. So Chargers never play a home game.
How much they love going there.
Yeah,
San Diego is such a beautiful place to visit.
Well, they don't play. That whole debacle. I was living in San Diego when this whole thing was coming down. They've been trying to get a new stadium there for 30 years.
So I got a confession.
Uh-oh.
I knew this was coming. I knew this was coming. I knew this.
Yeah, we knew your wife went to bed, so you can talk openly.
So, no, for real, I've always was like, I was hoping there was an earthquake that would get rid of California. I've always said that whenever I was a kid, but then I came to the fish fam and I met people from California, and I think of it differently now.
Why? What was it about
it before? Lightning to strike us down, not a big earthquake.
No, it actually gives me a reason to visit.
Well, and if that happened, our pistachio herd would be hurt really bad because most of our pistachios are made there.
Pistachio
herd?
The herd.
Herd? Did you say pistachio herd?
Yes, he did.
Is that what they're pistachio herd? I can just imagine the herd just across the plains taking the pistachios. I'm a pistachio farmer.
And last time I went to
Lasso
Palm Springs. I think Palm Beach or Palm Springs. It's in the middle of the desert.
Beach is in Florida.
Okay, Palm Springs. I went to for a UAW convention. It was the last time I've been in California, so it's like been 5 or 6 years ago. And I was going to get some fresh pistachios. They cost twice as much in California as they do in Missouri. It was horrible. It was like a little bag was $12.
But those were the those are the special pistachios that are the high end pistachios. We call those pistachios.
Well,
what year was that?
I ate Mexican food the whole time.
What year was that? I'm just curious.
I had already kind of resigned, and the union sent me on a trip for fun. So I had 6 weeks of vacation, and then I was going to show up to work one last day to say goodbye, and that was it. But during that time, they threw in a trip to California for a week. So I actually got to have an extra week of vacation or pay. So I got 7 weeks of pay after I got hurt.
I guess it's been 5 years. I just asked when, and so it's only been 5 years ago.
You think 5 or 6?
Oh, okay. All right. I was there in the 80s. My ex-wife, her parents or her grandparents lived there. her grandpa was Bob Hope's old doctor. So they live on this golf course, real, hoity-toity, rich. And I came from a pretty poor family, so it was a eye-opening experience to go there and experience how the rich people lived.
Oh, it was terrible because the guy that I was going with, he tried going through TSA with a bunch of weed. And so he got stuck in St. Louis. Well, I had already gotten into the plane. I was waiting for him. He had all of our hotel paperwork. So the hotel wouldn't let me stay until I was able to communicate with him and get the numbers and stuff. Luckily, the union president ended up calling the hotel and taking care of it all. But I was like, I'm stuck in the middle of the desert with no place to stay.
Carlos.
Oh, man.
You had a question there from Sarah, a membership question. 8 months she's been a member. She says, Ed, can you tell us about the tank behind you again? Who scapes it and what do you have in it?
I have Garden of Eden, yellow striped shrimps. That's all I have in it, even though I do have some planaria. So I'm going to use some no planaria on it. But you know what? I wanted to see if I could find the stick. I don't know if the stick is in here or not. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do.
Get that tongue depressor stick. That'll work really well.
Yeah, I got to make sure I don't put too much in there. Yeah, see,
I had it queued up.
Yeah.
But what happened was I had a tank that had planaria in it, and it was on the third dose, and they called me and said, you got to have your pacemaker taken out. So it was one of those times when I had to leave right away. And so my dad had to do the last dose for me, and I think he threw away the stick or the
little scoop.
Spoon, yeah.
Tiny little scoop, right?
Yeah, they're like a 16th of a
it's tiny
or something really tiny, yeah.
Yeah.
So
that stuff does work really good though. It worked great for me. I had a lot of planaria with my pea puffers, and that stuff did an amazing job. It got rid of it, no issues, and I didn't have any other losses or anything. So
I'll just grab this rock. I picked it myself. I made it look. For some reason, I'm really into desert scapes, or at least I was last year. And so this is I think they call it samurai stone. It's also like fossilized wood. And this is what I used. But I used the stuff that had the really nice striations through it. These ones didn't have as nice, so I didn't put them in. But yeah, and then I used Nano Petite. And it was funny because Dr. Anthony, I won a $100 gift card to Keith from, what's Keith's letters?
KJE.
KJE?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. KJE. I won a $100 gift card that he donated, I think, to Bex on her channel for maybe her kickoff channel or show. And then I won it, and he had the Nano Petite for sale, but I wasn't ready to do the tank. And then he sold out and he never got it again. So I waited all year long, and I grew my own nano and bought some and grew it out. Really easy plant to grow. It like breaks off it looks like a little bouquet of leaves, and you can just take it, and I just float them and let them grow big enough. And then you can I glue it with a little bit of glue on a lava rock, and they just get real big. They're super easy. But that's what it is. It's Nano Petite and shrimp and planaria. And I need to order the plants from Keith. I even talked to Keith in real life about it, Dr. Ant. And we were in Pennsylvania.
See if I ever give anybody a gift certificate again.
Oh, but when I get those plants, they're going to look so good. Okay. I just got a 75 and a 55-gallon tank from River Life. You know Rack in real life. He was telling me how he met you like 25 years ago.
Yeah. We met at a frog convention. long time ago. Yeah.
It's just a
That's
weird
what he
thing to
was
say.
Wait a
Oh
minute.
yeah, I met him at a frog convention. That's just a weird,
I mean, I
Well,
wouldn't ask you. Like, so, I mean, I could believe that.
Well, I think I told Rack about the gift certificate, and I said I'm going to get some plants from that. And that's what he said, yeah, I met him 20 some years ago at a frog show.
Yep. In San Jose,
yeah.
California.
Oh wow,
That's crazy, isn't it?
yeah, he's such a nice guy. Rack
it's time. It's time for the nocturnal feeding show.
It is. Thank you so much, Dr. Anthony, for coming
I appreciate it.
on. I don't know if you're ever willing to come up again, but it was a lot of fun. If you ever would
Anytime.
like to.
Anytime.
Oh,
You're
awesome.
of all 4 or 3 of you up there, you're my favorite.
Mine too.
Well,
Thank God.
I try not to ever go over 4 because I think it's hard.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so I'm taking advantage of this time while we don't have James to fill in our 4th spot and have some fun with some other people. So, but thank you so much, Dr. Anthony. James
Thank
will
you.
be back eventually. So don't give up on James, folks. And thank you, Rico. You were awesome. And Skipper, you're awesome. We're going to head mods, you guys were super cool. I didn't know if I don't think anybody got into a fight or nothing. So that was cool. Thank you, super chatters. You guys are awesome too.
Let me answer Whip's question real quick. I used to keep a lot of dart frogs. So, right now it's just fish. So, in the past it's been dart frogs and fish from South America.
That's sweet.
I've always wanted to do dart frogs, but it seemed like there was a lot more choices 25 years ago.
Oh, no, there are a lot more now.
Maybe it's just the part of the country I'm in.
Yeah.
It could be.
Yep.
There was like a little toad frog that looked like it had a bush growing out of it, like moss all over him.
Yeah, mossy frogs. Yeah, Vietnamese moss frogs. Yep, those are beautiful looking frogs.
I wanted those. And I wanted the ones that looked like Jeff Gordon's car. But thank you guys so much. Let's all head over to Skipper's show, The Nocturnal Feeding. And hey, Skipper, did what I send you work yesterday or earlier today?
Oh, yeah.
Why are you being so evasive?
Okay.
If you're not going to say what it is, don't say it.
You're about to see it.
You're there.
Yeah, tune in and you'll catch it. And
Okay.